All right, if you're selling signs, you're print on demand, or maybe you print them yourselves, this video is going to be for you because in this video, I want to talk about the do's and don'ts of selling signs. I'm going to give you guys the keywords that you need to target. This niche is very profitable. I know this because a lot of these products I've sold myself, and after doing research for this video, some of these products I'm going to sell myself. Now, if you don't sell signs, don't worry about it because I introduced you to a company that sells signs on a whole nother level, something that Printify or Printful don't provide. So if you check out the link in the description, I show you how to get onboarded with them. So make sure to check it out. But let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is some keywords that you need to target when you are trying to sell in this niche. Because when it comes to sign, at the end of the day, a sign is a sign. Now, there's different materials, and we're going to talk about that you can use to sell certain kind of signs. But a sign is a sign. So if you have a flat top UV printer, or like I said, you're outsourcing to another company, it really is a simple game to play. And it's really nice because you can mock up your way through this whole thing without actually having to take a single photo. And at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about do's and don'ts when you're selling signs, how to have the highest conversion for your signage. So I'm going to be doing deeper dives into these kind of niches. So if you're interested in more deep dives into other niches to help you scale your Etsy business, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, and let's get started. So the first type of signs I wanted to say is where it all began. It's a great type of sign that you can do. It's a kind of anniversary gift, engagement gift, where you got engaged or maybe where you got married. It's pretty much a map with the heart where that thing happened, or where he proposed, or whatever the occasion is. And you could target different keywords even just within this keyword. It's a very simple. You can do it on acrylic, you can do it just on print, you can do it on canvas. Very simple. The second sign, and this one that I actually sold, and I'll give you some tips on exactly this product. This is either done on wood, it's either done on fabric. You can actually cut out. I've sold a fabric, and these sell really well. Very simple design. The reason why people like fabric is because it kind of makes it a little bit more cozy. There's a lot of decorations utilizing fabric, and so that gave me kind of the edge. You can, and I did this as well, you can have a kind of like a pennant flag style sign that those actually do really, really well. So kids room sign, you can, like I said, do it on paper, you can do it on canvas, you can do it on wood. These sell really well because there's so much attention going into a baby's room when there's a new mom and she's really excited for the arrival of the baby. They prepare the room before. So it's kind of like getting ready for a wedding, but in this case, you're getting ready for a child. All right, so the next one is really, really nice. So it's actually watercolor pet signs. Okay, these are, I was gonna save this one for the end, but that's like retain the viewer. But these guys sell it crazy. If you can find an app that can do watercolor, and with a bunch of AI tools, this is more and more popular. You don't actually have to watercolor and I'm pretty confident even this person doesn't do watercolor. Every single photo, I could see them using AI apps, and there's so much of them. So if you could figure out a streamlined way to create AI art, because look at this, when you click on this, 45 people bought this in the last 24 hours. So this is a great product to look into. Again, you will really have to look into ways to creating this as authentic as possible and not looking very filter-like. All right, so the next one is grandma. Now, I don't know what the full title for this, but it's these signs right here. Grandma's birth flower personalization sign. So it's pretty much grandma's garden, and then it's all their grandkids. So there's a font that you can find and just get some elements on top, and just you can personalize these pretty darn quick, and so they sell really, really well. All right, so the next one is a seating sign. Whoops, I misspelled sign. Whatever. So a seating sign. So this is kind of like where everyone's sitting, table signs, seating, things like that. So when it comes to signs, sometimes when you have the ability to just make another sign with just a simple edit, you're not going to get like a lot of traffic because some things like the pet signs, they take a little bit more of a process to get it like set up. Or a baby room sign, it might create different materials. So if you have a UV printer tabletop, doing fabric might require you to do some more effort to make that kind of media. But when it comes to these kind of signs, you don't get a lot of sales or a lot of traffic, but it's just like, might as well get it out there because you can have a keyword that you're going to be ranking for. So the next few photos or few listings I'm going to show you is more of that strategy where hey, this is just a keyword. I'm going to add kind of, because why not, All right, so we have this kind of sign, and then guest book sign. So guest book sign. Now this one, I would, you can create it out of wood. That's really what people do. They kind of do this wooden and you sign it, but there's some really good prints that I've seen. Let's see if I could find it. There was some good just prints, and then on that print you saw, oh, this one right here. So also if you have a watercolor way of doing this, you know, the kind of converting it. Now this one, you would have to make sure that you make it clear that it's not actual watercolor, because if they get the thing and it's not watercolor, they're going to be upset. So make sure a way to communicate on your listing that it's, you know, watercolor printed, so that way they don't get upset. But anyways, if you are doing print and you created a system on how to create watercolor or convert to a watercolor style, you can also do signs like this, which works really, really well. All right, the next one is baby shower or bridal shower. So I kind of put them in the same kind of category. You guys probably know this is pretty simple. Baby shower or bridal shower. You can do it on acrylic. You can do it on foam board. Usually it's something that can stand up. You can do a hanging one, like a fabric, but you would need to have like a stand. I did sell some of those, and they sell really well. But like I said, they would get upset if you don't have the frame, or if you don't have the frame, you'll have less of a conversion. But again, if you're already doing something like a baby room sign, might as well add that to the list. You know, why not? The other one that I did used to sell is custom logo prints for banners prints. So they use for like fleet markets, if they're selling soap bars and things like that, having the logo that's hung behind them, that's what a lot of times people print, or they hang it out on the table in the front. Now, if you have a fabric way of printing things, you can also do a table runner. That works really well. However, like I said, it's dealing with the logos and making sure the logo is high quality. That does take some effort, and it's a really easy, a low-hanging fruit, because now a lot of people want to do the manual work of graphic, kind of make sure that the graphic is, you know, printed appropriately. So that kind of stuff does take some time to deal with, but it's one of those low-hanging fruits. You can start making money especially if your sales are low. Definitely try something like that out. That actually helped me out when my sales were dipping. I started selling that, and that helped me to kind of regain the missing funds that I needed when on my day-to-day sales. All right, so the next one is a wedding photo prop or photo frame prop. I'm just doing a quick, yeah, like this. If you are kind of printing it yourself, this is going to be kind of hard on the print on demand side, but if you are printing yourself, might as well cut these out, you know, order some frames that are cut out. If you have a CO2 laser, obviously you can cut it yourself, but doing stuff like this does do really well. So now, you don't always have to do it for wedding. You can do it for bridal showers, for different events, but these are really cool to be able to do. Again, it's just a sign that has a hole in it. Fundamentally, it's pretty similar. All right, so the next one is Baby Do Calendar. Again, one of those products you just add in, might as well. It's not too complicated. It's very simple. People play different games with it. They like guess when exactly the date that the baby's going to be born, and you know, whoever wins gets a prize, or just the notability that they got it right. All right, so the next one is city signs. So this one opens the door for a lot of keywords. I mean, a lot, because a lot of people buy city. So city signs, this opens the door to a lot of keywords, because this is really one of those. So people bought this in the last 24 hours. So this one does sell really well, but you can target so many different keywords, like Boston sign or Seattle or New York. And there's so much keywords you can target. And these relatively sell pretty well. These used for like Airbnbs and things like that. Because when you're traveling and you go to an Airbnb, the host likes to make it like welcome to the city, and so people buy these as a necessity. When you are doing signage, one of the things you need to realize is if your sign is attached to a particular need, and we'll talk a little bit more about this at the end, when it's attached to a specific need, like, hey, this is what we're looking for to do, then the design becomes almost less relevant, because it's more like attaching to a need. But if you're designing a sign just like, hey, this is going to look nice on somebody's wall, you're less likely to make a sale. So really think about the actual function, the need for the sign itself. And the last one is baby birth sign, baby birth announcements sign. So these do pretty well. So it's the name, the weight, the time, when the baby was born, all of that stuff. These sell pretty well. People put these on pillows, but they also do signage. So, all right, so let's talk about the do's and don'ts when it comes to signs. All right, so the first do's and don'ts is if you are selling a sign, don't just write custom sign. Even if everything you designed indicates, hey, this is for a wedding, and then you write custom sign. Don't do that, because at the end of the day, you're already niching down to a very specific audience. So might as well write the names, or write the name of the baby, or write the actual, how it would look like. Come up with the name, come up with the date, come up with the event, right? So actually write it in there. So for example, if you take a look at this, custom signs, it increases click-through rate when you actually write the name, or like right here. This just says, hey, we're selling this, but you're kind of trying to rank it for more than just this. I would just say niche down to specifically that category, because you're going to have a higher click-through rate. And with the new algorithm, click-through rate is a big deal. So this is one of those things. I get the idea that you're trying to rank for more than just that specific keyword, but just create another listing, create more listings. All right, so the next one is keeping the signs dynamic. For example, if you are doing a white sign, make sure that the background is not white. Make sure that the background is a bit more than just white. So let me kind of scroll down and show you one of those examples. So for example, if we're looking at this one, there's really not much that's showing. If you just slightly blur your eyes, the sign disappears. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have a bit of a contrast. So if for example, this one, there is some contrast because it has the trees. If you have a frame, a border frame that really shows you the outline, this, like, I would be very careful of doing this. I know it kind of looks elegant, but I would be very careful doing this. Like this one, I would avoid doing something like this, because again, if you blur your eyes just a little bit, you lose it. And when with customers, we're only getting a few seconds. So because oftentimes people do just a wall with a white sign and just a shadow separating the border. So make sure that there is some dynamic. You don't have to make it super contrast. You don't have to have super cheesy background to foreground, but make sure that you're more than just a shadow at showing the borders. And then the next one is, when you are designing, make sure that you are keeping to the media. So for example, if the artboard is vertical, make sure that you fill up that sign space. If it's horizontal or it's landscape, make sure that you design accordingly. Don't just slap the same template on both. It doesn't work. A lot of people love minimalism, but when it comes to minimalism, you have to understand that we are selling a sign on an algorithm. We're selling a sign competing with other people, and we are also competing for the attention of the customer. Minimalism is great because it creates a lot of space, but when you're trying to grab their attention, you almost have to consider that when you are designing the actual product. You want to grab their attention. So really filling up that media does help you do that, and does help you communicate, hey, this is a welcome sign. Hey, this is a baby shower sign. So really consider that when you are designing. And the last one that I wanted to say, like I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure that you're designing for a specific need, a specific function, right? If it's a wedding welcome sign, well, it's for a wedding. People do this, and this is important. Or if it's you're doing a logo banner, right? It is needed for a flea market, right? If I'm trying to make some money for my rent, and I'm going to try to make some soap, and I'm going to go out there and try to sell the soap, I need a logo that, whether you're broke or you're not, you're going to need to buy the banner. And so that creates a need, which means if you provide the product, they're going to buy. So having specific needs, it gives you a higher purpose for you selling your signs. So don't just start selling signs because you think it's going to look inside their house. No, there's specific events, there's specific contexts in which these signs are meant to be existing. So if you don't have a printer, but you do want to get into these signs, or maybe you sell on Printify and your signs haven't been working, there's a company, link in the description, that they actually do signs next level. They actually will do wooden signs, they do engraving, they do next level signage that really sets you apart from other competitors. And I show you in that training how to get onboarded with them with one of the products that has actually been performing really well. So go ahead and check it out, but make sure to subscribe for more videos on deeper dive into the niches like this. Until next time, have a great one.